Welcome to episode 5 of IT 3000. Today we're talking about data, the raw material every IT system ultimately exists to serve. Hardware wears out, software gets replaced, but data, that's the one part you cannot rebuy. So let's start with what data actually is. At its core, data is just raw facts, numbers, characters, images, signals, recorded in a form a machine can store and process. A single data point on its own means nothing. The number 37 is just a number until you know it's someone's temperature in Celsius. That's the leap from data to information, context. And here's the line to remember. Data is what you collect, information is what it means, and only the second one is worth anything. Once you have data, the next question is what shape it comes in, because shape decides almost everything downstream. Structured data lives in neat rows and columns, like a database table. It's the easiest to query and the most expensive to change. Semi-structured formats, JSON, XML, YAML, carry their own schema with them, which is why they dominate the modern web. Unstructured data is everything else. Documents, images, video, audio. It's messy, it's huge, and it's the vast majority of what exists. And then there's metadata, data about data, tiny in size but often the most useful piece in the room. Shape matters, but so does time. Data moves through a life cycle. It's created, then stored, then used, archived, and eventually destroyed. Each of those 5 stages carries its own cost, its own risk, and its own controls. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most breaches don't happen where the spotlight is. They happen in the quiet stages, the forgotten archive, the backup nobody owns, the file that was supposed to be deleted but wasn't. Let's watch this play out. A customer types the number 3. On its own, that digit means nothing. It's raw data. Validation gives it structure. 3 units of SKU 1194 for customer 8802. A timestamp is attached and now it's information. Multiply that by thousands of orders and a pattern emerges. This product sells out every Friday. Someone raises the reorder point and only then does the original 3 actually pay for itself. That final step is where value lives. Keep these 3 words distinct because sloppy language leads to sloppy systems. Data is the raw fact, cheap to collect, meaningless on its own. Information is that same fact placed in context, timestamped and related to others, telling you what happened and when. Knowledge is the pattern you've understood well enough to act on, the why and the what next. Most dashboards fail because they stop at the middle rung and call it insight. Everything we've covered opens directly into the next 6 episodes. Databases give data structure, metadata describes it, backups protect it. Data quality decides whether it's trustworthy, encryption keeps it private, and big data is what happens when the volume outgrows your usual tools. Next up, though, we step down a layer to the operating system, the software that makes all of this possible. So, 3 ideas to carry with you. First, data comes in 4 kinds: structured, semi-structured, unstructured, and metadata, and the kind decides how you store it and what it costs. Second, data has a life cycle from creation to destruction, and every stage needs a named owner. And third, data is not information. Context makes it information, and only action turns it into value. Data is the raw material every IT system exists to serve. Take care of it well, and I'll see you in the next episode.